No, I'm not like a fucking yoga teacher, dude. What are you thinking? But, let's see. What I am is, irrelevant. There's a line in this book that I feel has changed my life today. For the past year or so, I've been going through something where it basically feels like I can't make any progress. And I've identified what it was, and I feel like it's a problem a lot of people go through. So in this video, I want to teach you, hopefully, this principle that I learned today from this silly book that might be able to help you make more progress and feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because that feeling of like, I just feel like a mealworm that's like wiggling around, not doing shit, like making zero progress. So let me give you a little context. At age 18, what fucking age was that? At age 18, I took a gap year in between high school and going to college to pursue a YouTube channel, a crazy dream of making money from this thing that people told me was unrealistic. Well, it ended up happening. I got like 2 million subscribers at 19. I decided not to go to college because I wanted to pursue some kind of entrepreneurship. And I felt like I was on this upward trend of like, I would imagine a goal, I would try to manifest it, and boom, it would happen. And that was basically up until, 2023 or so, when I started venturing into new things. And so I tried one business, failed. Another business, absolutely failed. Another thing, failed over and over and over. And a year ago in May, I embarked on this journey to win the school games, which was like an online business competition from Alex Hormozy. And through the month, it was like the hardest month ever, and I actually won. So I collected $57,000 in new monthly revenue in 1 month. A few months later, it was at zero. And from then on, I've basically spent more money than I've made. So in 2023, I had more money than I have now in 2025. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I feel like I am deprived of where I was. And then because of that feeling of not enough, I've gone down this downward spiral of procrastination and performing less than I feel I should and hating myself for it, which makes it all worse. And so the concept I want to talk about today is called self-mastery, where essentially you become a master of yourself. And so it's not to expect that your life is going to be perfect all the time, but when you slip up, you're able to pull yourself out of it before you go down that downward spiral. And so let me just get to this. I had no plan for this video. This is from Neuro Knowledge, Outsmarting Reality. I'd recommend this book very highly. All self-mastery can be summarized with one line: the ability to follow through on your own conscious commands. And so I would simplify that just by kind of saying like the ability to do what you say you're going to do, or the ability to do what you know you should do. And so I get this feeling when I'm like, there's like a piece of candy in front of me, and I'm like, all right, that has like high fructose corn syrup and like blue dye. Yeah, yesterday I had shaved ice with my girlfriend, and we had a little bit of like blue raspberry syrup, and the ingredients are like blue 40 dye, which hopefully is going to be banned soon in the US, and high fructose corn syrup, which is also hopefully going to be banned soon in the US because they're both horrible for you. But we had some. And it's like the little giddy boy in me is like, hey, I'm going to have some shave ice and it's sweet and whatever. And then there's part of me that knows that it's not good for you. There is no benefit to your entire life of doing this. Besides, like, you could argue, all right, a little bit of joy is healthier than like depriving yourself of all the things you want to do. So there's a balance, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. The separation of what you know to be true, what you should do, and that little thing inside you that's like, I want that. I'm gonna need that. I need a little bit. For me, that thing is very loud, and sometimes I can't tell the difference between that, which you could say is your ego, your inner child, whatever you want to fucking call it, your primal brain, your lizard brain, whatever. It's the part of you that basically doesn't know better. And I do this thing where it's like, I make a decision today. I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m. And then when tomorrow comes, I wake up and I feel like it's not even me able to make the decision to get out of bed. I feel like it's like the little boy who's so comfortable in his bed. He just wants to get snuggled up in his blankets and stay in bed all day. And then there's me who knows, yeah, you should probably get out of bed because then tomorrow you'll also be able to get out of bed easier. And then it'll become effortless to get out of bed if you just do the hard work right now, even though you don't feel like it. I can logically think that, but that little thing inside me makes the decision. And so self-mastery is basically not letting that thing make the decision. So whatever you know to be true, you do that. Whatever you say you're going to do, you do that. And so to put it into practice, today what I did, and this is absolutely retarded to a lot of people, but for me it's a huge step. I have never in my entire life been able to follow a schedule besides one that has been given to me. And so obviously I wonder where that weakness comes from. Maybe it's from the 13 years of being in school for the majority of my life and being told what to do. And then also I'm just, I guess, naturally a more spontaneous person. But to be able to create a life that I like, I have to do things consistently. And I've tried the whole, all right, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and do whatever the fuck, and somehow I'm going to end up building the life I want. It hasn't worked. And so what I know I have to do is follow a routine. And so what I did this morning after reading that little principle about self-mastery is I wrote down everything that I'm going to do today by the hour. In this hour, I'm going to do this. From 12 to 1, I'm going to do this. From 1 to 2, I'm going to do this. From 3 to 4, I'm going to work out. And I've done all of that. Right now, it's 4:30, and I'm making a YouTube video. I'm probably going to make a few others after this. And yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, I wanted to make a YouTube video. I knew I should, but I couldn't get myself to it. Today, I've done a lot of things. I've created a new offer. I've set up a new school community. I've done a little bit of warm outreach. I'm now creating content. I'm going to create a VSL soon. I did a leg workout, which I skip all the time. Like I'm now doing things because I'm taking my own word seriously. And so another thing that was written down by Nero, I don't think I'll be able to remember it. Oh no, I'm going to get to it. Okay. So essentially, establish your word as law. The basis of self-mastery is your ability to follow through on your own conscious direction and commands. And so you have to establish your word as law. And so to me, that was powerful. The thought of like, and then another thing he said, I'm going to stop opening the book and trying to find it. But it's like, how do you expect the universe to submit to you, aka do things and like achieve goals, if you can't submit to yourself? So that sounds really weird, but basically what it is if you plan, okay, I'm going to do these 4 things tomorrow, and then when it comes time to do it, you don't feel like doing it, but you do it anyway, out of respect for yourself, that's like submitting to yourself. And so I'm trying, like, you don't have to think about outsmarting reality and manifestation and whatever to be able to understand that if you can't control yourself, you can't control your own life. And this might not be a problem for a lot of people. I know people can, all right, I'm just going to do this tomorrow and fucking check all the boxes and whatever. That's like literally my #1 problem. And so the fact that this little principle or realization has helped me follow my schedule today is very profound to me. And yeah, I basically just wanted to share it. All right, I'm gonna make another YouTube video. Goodbye.